Okay, so I'm going to be going over how to deal with the Tristana in lane or any just a hard lane matchup where they can poke you a lot. Okay, so first things first, in general laning phase, you want to get to one of the bush spots. That way you can kind of stop from general invades. See how I'm covering this, Draven's covering the bottom bush, I'm top bush, Raven's covering this. Gangplank's kind of trolling here because if we were to invade through here, no one would know. Um, Obviously, we're not a very invade comp, so we're not going to be invading. As minions spawn, I know that Tristana is pretty strong level 1 and pretty strong early in general, so I cannot approach her until like level 13. I don't win against her until I'm like level 13, and that's even called into question unless she really feeds. So basically, right here, I'm just trying to get minions as much as I can, but I do let minions die. And that's to help my wave push harder into me, and it's also just because if I walk up, I get punished hard for it, and I have to leave lane earlier. So you see here, she jumps on me. I can't really contest her. You see half my health is gone. This is still like, you can still stay in lane to this. You just have to be careful. And you see, I just can't do much of anything else besides take these minions. Whenever I see Tristana missing at all, I always ping missing, just out of habit, and also because if she were to roam and kill this Riven, that would be on me. Okay, so here I'm just generally just trying to last hit. This wave is going to start crashing to me, so I'm not really too concerned about this wave getting losing too many minions. And this wave is going to stay here for a while, so I'll have enough time to get as much CS as I can. But again, I'm not really stressed about getting perfect CS. And another thing that helps is my teammates are pretty good. So Riven's constantly keeping pressure, and this lane's pretty even right now. So as Kassadin and with a lot of the champions you play, such as Mundo and Vigar for you, Jake, is going even is winning, as long as you're CSing correctly. And basically, you can see here, our CS differential is basically the same, and I have more minions, so I have a little bit more CS on her, which is kind of surprising given that she is the poke champ. She has all the priority in the world, and she has a perfect disengage, so she really doesn't have to worry about the Nunu until like late game. Um, as if you were the Tristana, or if you play a champion like Tristana that has poke like that, you need to be constantly poking me and not pushing that wave too hard and forcing me to walk up into this area. That's what she's doing wrong. Um, and so as this continues forth, I'm again just trying to get some more minions. Um, and then I just play safe again, ping missing immediately. But she again does not leave, which is fine. She jumps on me here and trades with me a little bit. I can still stay in lane. I just have to be careful not to get dove. Here is kind of where it gets complex. So this is a 2v3 if I move in. However, I have basically no health, like a third of my health, and that's at best. Uh, Nunu's about to get feared, and the Riven's walking up at half health. Now the Riven has 0 kills. Nunu has 0 kills. I have 0 kills. Tristana is a ranged champion, and she can just fuck this Nunu up and fuck this Riven up. And if I walk up, I might get ass blasted. So you can see here right now, I walk up, but I have to be careful because I don't want to get engaged by this Tristana that just jumps on me. However, how we're positioned, it would be really hard to jump on me because if she's right here, then the Riven can just stun and the Nunu can just snowball and she might be dead, or she'll have to burn flash. So we disengage that because we don't win that. And then as Gangplank's walking down, we see him, so we need to get out for sure. There's no angle where we fight it. Now because this wave was kind of frozen, I have a little bit more minions than the Tristana does, so that's pretty good for me. And then yeah, so she jumps on me, hits me a bit, but again, it's not anything super bad. She can't 100 to 0 me as well as some other champions like Zed. If I was playing against Zed, I would have to back right now, and that's part of the reason why I permaban Zed because I always like to play under turret or around turret. Again, letting a minion die because I don't want to get contested because I'm too low. I'm still not within one-shot range, so I can still say. But if it was like a champion that can just straight up tower dive you, you need to back at this point. Well, not at this point because I just leveled up, but in general, if you were as low as I was, you do need to back up. I had to let those minions die just because of poor positioning. I try and back here, but then I see the Nunu come in, and she just disengages. But here I see that I can get a few more minions and hopefully push it up a little bit more so that way I don't lose as much whenever I TP back. However, she just pushes it in again, and then I do my best to kill this wave as fast as possible. And then I just decide to stay because my health is fine. I then use R to disengage, which helps once you're level 6 Kassadin. So now I see this. Tristana's full health. I'm basically dead. Nunu's here, trying to run out of the way. Nocturne and Gangplank are following the Nunu, so if I can try and help this Nunu, that would be great, but I am not sure if I can, but I just give it a solid attempt. So I walk up, try and E to slow, and then I realize, okay, I need to flash out of that because they could have killed me very easily. I believe because I just used R. So not like a horrible death, but not, optimal either. Right here, you need to keep in mind where your jungler is. This is why this is so important. You can see the Nocturne is getting this scuttle, and he's planning to tower dive me. I figured something like this was possible. I had it in the back of my mind. I wasn't thinking of it like a lot, but I knew that it could happen because it is Nocturne. But keep in mind, I'm not backing because I don't need to back yet. And the Nocturne, something that typical laners don't have is just a teleport, a straight up teleport away from them. So if the Nocturne tries to come at me, then I can just R away. And you'll see that happen right now once he levels up. Nocturne's coming in. Once he gets that, right there, my screen goes red right here. I know the Nocturne was around me and that the screen is red. I'm relatively low, so I know there is a large possibility that he is about to tower dive me. And because I know he was around this area, I know where he's coming from. So then, right here, I understand that he's about to take aggro, and I have an R. His fear takes a while, so he won't be able to land the fear on me, but he will have the spell shield. You'll see what's about to happen. I back up out of here. He chases me, but I have a really harsh slow. So you see that right there. This immediately gets him to disengage because now he is in danger of dying if he tries to keep pursuing me. Tristana goes in, and then they have to walk away. So then this is the point where I back. I don't like to back, but that's just personal preference. I'm going to lose plates off of this, but obviously I can't contest it because at this point I am just way too low to contest anything. So I just teleport back as fast as I can. Now I have item advantage. So I have a slight advantage against this Tristana. So if she were to back, I would try and stop the back because I have 1,200, around a 1,600 gold advantage on her. So you'll see, number one priority, get the rest of this wave because it's relatively easy for Kassadin. And then I see that she's backing right about here. And then I walk up to her. Oh, well, shit, man, that sounds really dumb. Anyways, I would have queued her if I had the chance, but I also have to remember that she can jump on me. But at this point, I do have the item advantage. I might still lose, that's the thing, but I won't be in as big of trouble if she does engage me, so I can actually fight this. So you see, I'm just trying to give her some poke, and then at this point, I wasn't looking at her mana bar, but she has absolutely no mana. So if I get a second chance to re-engage, I'm going to take that, but after she clears that, she backs up. So now I know that she is definitely backing. Now I know that she's definitely backing, so I'm using my R and everything I can just to try and push this wave out because I want it to crash. And so I ward just in case the Nocturne is over there, and then I just try and push it a little bit. If it were me looking back, I'd try and push this a little bit harder, but you see I R the casters just that way I can get this through a little bit quicker. Tristana's making her way back, so I might be able to make her miss some CS. I don't believe she misses that much, but I believe she misses one, which, I mean, that can add up. I'm 6 CS up on her, which isn't a lot, but for being oppressed the whole time, it's relatively good. Again, Kassadin doesn't have a lot of priority until like level 11, and even then, he can still get dicked on. So at this point, I'm feeling relatively confident because I can just R out. But again, she's keeping me out of XP range, and I can't really contest anything, so I have to let the minions die, get within XP range if I can. And you'll see, eventually... Oh, shit. Okay, this is interesting here, okay? I'm going to show you exactly how bad Tristana is going to fuck me up. Right here, I see Nunu come in. She's level 7, I'm level 8. She has Hex Drinker, so she's countering me and the Nunu with the magic resist. So I go in, waiting for the Nunu. Unfortunately, she Rs me and bombs me, and the Nunu just doesn't have enough damage, so I automatically die because I'm not level 11. I don't have that much health. I don't have that much damage. I can't do a whole lot. I die. Kassadin kind of wastes our, or Gangplank kind of wastes our. Now, this Tristana kind of just does a retard moment here. You'll see here she tries to re-engage, and Nunu, because she used her jump, can just eat her. So that's good. That means that this wave is crashing pretty hard into me. So I'm like, this is going to give me somewhat of an XP advantage as long as a whole lot of it doesn't die. The Tristana misses the cannon, and I get basically all of this wave, and now I am a cannon and 4 CS up on her. And that's equivalent to like 150 gold, so that's basically an assist. And so keep in mind she has 2 kills. But we are relatively even in items. But again, still don't win. Always have to give her the advantage until late game. Basically, immediate ping. You have to get in the habit of doing that. No matter what, it doesn't matter if you jump the gun. It's always important for the other laners to know that your enemy laner is missing. And then another thing that you have to learn is rotating. So I immediately ping, my laner's missing. I see that what's likely happening here, because our team is on drag, I'm sure that all they're doing is just trading grubs for dragon, which is fine. And that's because there's priority on this lane, so they can't contest the dragon. Draven is 2 and 3 to a 1 and 3 Lucian with a CS advantage. He doesn't have a full item, but he does have a more expensive item than the Lucian, and Bloodthirster does give him a lot of sustainability. So at this point, I just ward because I know that Tristana is likely going to come back down. I try and get her to miss as much CS as possible here. Unfortunately, I wasn't really able to do that. And here is the importance of rotating. This Riven has 2 kills, and she's a Riven. She's fairly strong. Now they're going to try and tower dive her. At this point, me and Nunu are just rotating as fast as we can, because if this Riven can survive, then we can turn this pretty hard. Because now I am level 9, I do slightly more damage, and this wave is crashing. This is perfect for me. It's not crashing very well, but it's crashing enough to where I'll get a CS advantage, and you'll see that in a minute. This Riven gets to tower, and they try their best to tower dive her. However, we're coming. So we're able to turn this really hard. I take 1 kill because I scale, and I kind of want to prioritize my kill unless it's Suho. And then I just walk back down the lane, and as you see, she misses the entire wave, and I get 2 extra casters. She misses more of the cannon wave, and I just try and push this because I figure she has to back. And if I can force her to miss cannon, that would be the best possible outcome. I get a plate, and I damage up to a second plate. Keep in mind the time right here, it's 13:30, which means that plating is falling off soon. So if I want to get a plate, I have to get it soon. So then I just kill this wave, get this last plate, and then I go. I look for a rotate angle here, but unfortunately they already backed off to turret, so there's not really much I can do. At this point, I likely have a lot of gold, so I'm going to back with quite a hefty back. TP back to lane just for priority. I don't want that Tristana to split and take my tower immediately, so that's why I TP'd here. Because with this amount of minions, she could likely take my tower or get it 1 hit. So I kill that as fast as I can. At this point, I have a pretty big item lead because I have a full item and she has components, and one full item is always better than a few components. She does have berserkers, but again, a few components is worse than a full item. So I know that I can kind of poke her a little bit if she does some stupid shit like this. So now I'm level 11, so that means I'm moderately strong, but I'm also half health. So I got to be careful here because Tristana also does damage just generally throughout the game. So I'm now too low to contest. If I was the Nunu here, I would try and rotate. I understand her getting her blue buff, but this is a bounty tower and it's first tower, so she's going to get like 500 gold off of this tower, which is slightly unfortunate, but I can't contest. I'm basically just asking to get killed at that point, and I just have to walk back. And the tower getting taken isn't necessarily the most optimal thing in the world, but I couldn't do anything about it. If I took a better trade, I'm sure I could contest it a little bit better, but I didn't. Tristan is backing, and then I figure that she's backing, but I ping just because the Draven is pushed up. So then I try and get this tower as low as possible, and then I see the Nocturne Ard. He could try and R onto me, but it would happen like last time where I just R out and E, so he just couldn't chase me. So I just try and get this as low as possible. I know that Tristana is coming back. And so basically I'm just trying to push as much as I can, let the CS die if I have to, because of that. And then the Tristana comes in, and I believe, yep, she summons a Herald, which is good. I kind of fuck up this Herald, but we get the first Herald. Then we use that pressure to get more of the to try and get this next Herald charge off. So you can see here, the Nocturne goes in. They forget about the Herald completely. I have to let the Nunu die, but it was 1-for-1 trade plus turret, and then the Tristana gets killed by the Draven. Gangplank, in some fucking retarded way, tries to either catch the Kassadin. You can kind of see the barrel here. He's trying to chain it onto here so that way I die. But that's obviously not what's going to happen because Sona R, Draven, and Ribbon's coming down. So basically, we get 3-for-1 plus tower and a Herald charge. So this is a crazy bad trade for them. Unfortunately, we do give this tower because of that eventually. You'll see that coming up in like a minute. But it's still a really positive trade for us. This wave is crashing, and I have to back. I tell them that I'm going to make my way over here, but then I see the Draven wants bot lane, so then I leave. They take the turret and back, which is what I would do. And then this is the point where I start scaling pretty hard. Level 12 Kassadin can take basically anyone in a fight who's not fed, but the Tristana I still need to be a little bit scared of. At many points in this game, I'm checking her CS, and I'm also checking what level she is. So right now, she is level 11 to my level 12, so I'm generating a slight XP advantage because of how much she's dying. And I've only died once. So here I see the Braum and I see the Lucian, and I know that I'm not strong enough to kill both of them. We rotate over here, and then Nunu wants a dragon, so then I zone the Braum and the Lucian. Tristana tries to come up. We obviously see her attacking that. And then we just leave. I take the turret. Nunu's doing her things, catches the Nocturne, and I am able to kill her. And obviously, because I can just teleport out, I just leave. We try and cheese something here, but the Lucian is smart enough not to walk out. And then I'm just like, okay, let me get some CS, let me get some poke. First strike gold. Now, here we have to take the wave to hopefully try and crash it if we do want to tower dive in the future. Bot lane's getting huge priority. And keep in mind, if both of my lanes are winning, but even if one of my lanes were losing, I'd still be a serious threat. Lucian R's. Let me show you. Okay, so I see the Nunu cooking up her snowball. So I go in, and then he R's me. I don't know how I didn't take damage from that, but I didn't. And then I run away. Then I go back in to take this kill from the Nunu because I'm a little bit toxic. And then at this point, we're at a tower dive angle if our wave can get there in time. I think it just dissipates eventually. I just stick on the CS because I'm relatively low and I can't afford a tower dive, especially with the Tristana there. And then she jumps out, and then I just finish the kill. And then we can take that turret. So basically, that one bad play with the Lucian dying right there just led to their turret and I think 4 deaths. So that's really bad for them. The gold league is getting crazy right now. And with a Kassadin being this far ahead, I now have 3 kills and 4 assists and 1 death, and I have level advantage, CS advantage over the Tristana. The game's over. Um, so basically, from now, I'm just trying to CS, and now I don't have to play as scared. I want this turret. I see the gangplank, and I just kind of avoid it because it's not that hard to avoid a gangplank with obvious barrels. At this point, we do have to head out because the Lucian and the gangplank are there, and I'm relatively low to where I don't want to like put my balls in this gangplank's face because he has empowered auto and Q and barrel. If I try and face check him, he is going to kill me. I figure this Nunu's just dead. I don't know how she gets as far as she did, but at this point I try and back, but then I see the Nunu's at 1 HP. I can try and go for a slow, but then flash Q. What are you going to do about that? Flash for a Nunu kill is relatively worth. The Riven's getting priority because the Draven or the Gangplank was addressing us, and then I just continue CSing. One of the most important things about a lot of your champions, Vigar included, is you need to be constantly CSing. That's like one of the big things with Vigar because of how it correlates with his passive. Um, and then let's go to here. So at this point, I'm 14 to her level 12. I'm Kassadin, so I can just infinitely chase her. Draven is also with me, so he has ult and he has a speed boost with his W. So she jumps, and then I know that I can just RE her. Oh, but and then so that causes me to flash just because I'm getting greedy, and then I just kill. Now this Tristan is basically out of the game. She's 3 and 6, and her level is pretty bad. I don't know what it's at right now, but I believe it is 12. Yeah. I teleport back just because I don't want them to get the tower at the time, but then I realized that the Nunu is trying to go in for a kill. However, the gangplank is rotating. I try and go in thinking we can turn this. However, all I can do is just kill this Lucian. The Riven arrives, so I know that we can kill all of them. So then basically we get 3 kills for 1. One thing is you need to be very mobile. You need to be very aware of the map, especially if you're playing like a champion like I am that can just 100 to 0 a lot of people at this level. And then here we have Nunu dead. This is a very scary use scenario. We're basically banking on the fact they don't have vision, which they do, and I don't think we realize that. But we're banking on the fact they don't have vision. We see the Nocturne. So we say, okay, well, we can definitely kill this dragon whenever it comes up. And we know that the Tristana is right here, but the Tristana is just going to die if she tries to contest this. And because we have Draven, the dragon dies really quick without the Nunu being there. Typically in your elo, I would never try and attempt that unless you know for certain that all of the laners are either dead, you see the jungler on the map, and you know that they cannot get there in time. We knew that he wasn't going to be there because of this ward right here. If he walked up, I would simply just try and kill him before he could get close enough. With Nocturne, it's a little bit scary just because of his R. He could just R onto someone in the drag pit due to the vision right here. Right here, I'm trying to pull off a cheese, but I'm sitting right on a ward so they know not to walk up. Unfortunately, I didn't realize because I do not have sweepers. Now I see this going down, and I know that we can win this because we're so far ahead. So one's dead. Nocturne's dead. Tristana kills the Draven, but she burns Flash. The Lucian basically does no damage to us, so we don't have to worry about that, and we get another 3 kills. Next priority is to kill this wave as fast as possible so that we can crash into this turret, and we could possibly take it, because now there's only 2 alive. We can tower dive either of them. However, they do want a Baron play. Nunu's kind of fucking around. If I was her, I would try and go Baron, because this Baron dies a lot quicker whenever the jungler is actually there. She leaves, and then we go to Baron. Then we take the Baron. And at this point, there's nothing that we can do to troll the game. I didn't know that this was an end angle, in my opinion. Let me try and explain this a little bit further. So I'm here. I see the Lucian CSing over here. I know that this tower is probably going to go down. At this point, I have no idea that we're able to end this game. Uh, but I get over here eventually, and then I wait because I know that there's a control ward in here. There's no way that they see me. I know that they're probably going to walk up, and if I can see Braum, I can assume that Lucian's there as well. And if we look at the Fog of War, at this point, I can't see them. However, I see Braum right there, so I can assume Lucian's there. So I go in. Oh, look, there's Lucian. At this point, I'm level 15, so I can solo both of them. However, it gets a little bit scary because of how well this Braum is kiting me. Um, and I get Lucian ulted, and that can burn through my health just because I'm strong, but I'm not that strong to eat an entire Lucian ult. Um, and so basically, I'm just trying to keep them in lane so that way they cannot move. They stay. At this point, they probably should have backed, but it was kind of hopeless. And let me show you that again. So at this point, I know the Lucian got too close right about here. I know he got too close. I know that I can kill him. R, and then I just kill him. Braum's a little bit tankier, but I am level 16. He is not killing me. I'm going to kill him, and my team has ended the game. So I just teleport there just to be there with them, and that's basically how you deal with any poking champion that has ultra prio on you. You always have to CS under the turret just because of how strong the enemy laner is. Obviously, Suho just released his guide, and I agree with most of it. However, with a comp like Tristana versus Kassadin, you have to play under turret and utilize the turret damage to kill your minions a lot. Just because if you stay within your safe zone, she can still poke you out. Obviously, the Tristana could have played better, but that was just a stomp of a game. We were up 12k gold. So yeah, that's basically it. Hope you enjoyed. Oh my god. Alrighty.